Hey folks, I just came out of the theater where Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is playing. I'd like to give you a review of it, but I don't know how the movie is because we didn't get to see it. All right? So, because of this experience, one good thing came out of it. Here's a hot off the presses rant video for you, recorded right in the car outside the movie theater. All right? Okay, so this particular movie's playing at a shopping mall. I've gone here before, saw some movies here, no problem. And today I went to see it. Now, the way things worked out is I didn't know really what time the movie was playing exactly. I'd heard that it's playing at 12:30 in the afternoon. Well, I walk in the mall. I'm a mall walker, so I did my mall walk. I did that at about, I don't know, 10:45 a.m. I finished mall walking close to like 11:30, something like that. Now, I knew I had an hour left before the movie started at 12:30, so what was I going to do with this hour? Decided, well, I'll get some breakfast or brunch. I didn't eat anything. So I had to go find a place to eat, and I did that. I found a place to eat to kill time, And I went and I got the stuff. But then I noticed when I checked out the starting times, it had changed. It used to be 12:30 the last several days. But now, inexplicably, the starting time has moved to 12:45. So now I had to kill an hour and 15 minutes. Did the best I could to kill that time. All right? And then finally, I got into the movie theater and I sat there. I always get to the movie theater early. I got in there actually 12:15. I found my seat. I sat in the movie theater. Only about 7, 8 people in there because it's an early morning Friday matinee. So I'm sitting way at the back of the theater. The first thing I notice when I get in this theater is it's very teeny tiny. I mean, this is a brand new movie and it's doing pretty well. You would think that in a big theater like this, it's a multiplex, you would think that it would be on a huge screen. The screen was actually rather small, considering. And this was one of the smaller theaters out of this multiplex. They have bigger theaters. I don't know why it was playing in such a tiny theater, but... So I got there about 12:15. The movie's not due to start to 12:45. But hey, I've got my phone, right? I can go on the internet. I can look at things. I can check things out. So I'm sitting there killing a half an hour. And I went out and I bought an expensive bottle of water, and everything. And a little bit of popcorn, which I don't really do. But I figured that because I was there having to wait so long, maybe I would get a little snack. So I did that. And, the prices are outrageous. There's a reason why I'm building this all up, So I'm sitting there at 12:15, 12:30, 12:45. Finally, the movie is due to start, or should I say the trailers. These days they play 117 trailers. And probably I figured the movie wasn't going to start until about 1 o'clock after the trailers. So I'm sitting there, and, a few other people are sitting there. And finally we notice that in this relatively tiny, dingy theater, the screen wasn't going on. When 12:45 came, nothing happened. We didn't get any trailers. We didn't get any movie. We didn't get any feature. Nothing. So we're sitting there. We're wondering how long it's going to take before somebody, myself or somebody else, gets up and talks to the management, if there is such a thing anymore, to find out what's going on with the movie. So finally, 1 o'clock, we wait 15 minutes till about 1 when we think the trailer should be ending and the feature's going to start. And nobody tells us anything. So finally some guy gets up and says, I'll find out what's going on. So a guy gets up, he goes into the lobby, I guess. He comes back a little while later. He says, I went in and I told them we're not getting anything in here. Something's supposed to be playing, trailers or something, he said, but nothing. So it was nice of him to do that. So we're waiting and waiting. Finally, at about, 1:10 p.m., so the movie's late. The trailer's supposed to start at 12:45, movie about 1. It's 1:10. And nobody's telling us anything. Finally, the lights dim. Yo, the lights are dimming. We're going to get the feature film starting, or trailers or something. And the lights dim. Nothing happens. Now we got a dark movie theater with absolutely nothing on screen. And no action, no visuals, no audio, no nothing. And then all of a sudden, after a minute or two, the lights go on again. And nothing else happens. We don't hear anything. Nobody tells us anything. So we're sitting there another 10 minutes. Finally, 2 guys in front of me, they said, screw this. They got up with their receipts and they walked out to get a refund. I waited another 5 minutes. Finally, I joined the 2 of them and I went out. When we got out there, They directed me to a customer service desk, and there was nobody at the customer service desk. We had to wait another 5 or 10 minutes to let anybody bother coming there. And some kid came over, of course, and gave us our refunds. He said, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. We dimmed the lights, but the lights dimmed, but for some reason the projector's not working," he said. "I don't know why. I'm so sorry." And then, he gave us our refund, and, he said, "I don't know. You don't know." Well, here's the thing that I was complaining about. I said, "Look, these things happen," I say, "but at least tell us what's going on." That was my biggest beef, is that nobody said, "Hey, folks, I'm sorry, the projector's not working." I mean, you're sitting there, you don't know if the movie's going to be 5 minutes late, 10 minutes late, a half an hour late, if it's going to be not playing at all because something's broken. Nobody told us a damn thing. We're sitting there wondering what gives here. Where's the trailers? Where's the feature? Where's anything? And at least in the old days, I mean, this is not the first time I had a movie theater mishap. It's happened a handful of times over the decades, but usually somebody will tell you. Nobody cares. Nobody tells you anything. And we're supposed to just sit there for the rest of the day, 24 hours? What are we supposed to do? I was pissed about that more than anything. Okay, mishaps occur, all right? And I'll even look at it positively. I wasn't thrilled. Once I got there sitting down, as I said in the beginning, I wasn't thrilled with the tiny size of the screen, considering the big feature this is. So I'll see it at another theater at another time. That is, if it's still playing after a week or so, because these days, things don't play as long as they used to in the good old days. They go right to streaming or whatever platform it is now. But hopefully they'll still be there a few more days anyway, and so there you go. But geez, tell us something. Let us know. Inform us. Tell us, "I'm sorry, folks. There's a problem with the projector. You'll get a refund if you like." Tell us. Rant over for today.